Fireball's Quest. Chapter 2. Don't Mess with Fireball. Fireball did get some help from her older siblings and parents on how to cope with her blindness. She got used to it and wasn't ashamed of it because she knew that she wasn't the only one who was suffering from it. The bullies that made fun of her for it were ones that never cared if some pony was born with a condition or had been suffering from it for quite some time. She was the only one out of the family that was never made fun of for not having a cutie mark. She did get some help from an assistant teacher at school who would help her with work, and if she had an answer, the teacher would write the answers down for her. Because the day she was born, they decided to name her Swimming Eve as her birthday, as they didn't know the specific date of when she was born. Fireball knows that she had extra good hearing, so she knew who was talking to her or was near her. She got a feeling when she was near something. She would instantly visualize what it was and what it looked like. But she couldn't actually see it, which was what made her sad. She had no idea if that was a gift she had or that she was possibly going crazy. Was it something that she inherited from a relative that she never knew about? Was the reason that she was blind that her parents decided to not have her anymore? Or did they want her, they just couldn't take care of her at the time? But why? Wake up, Fireball! We have to get to school! 15-year-old Cinnamon yelled as he shook 11-year-old Fireball awake, and she slowly opened her eyes. She yawned and rubbed her eyes with one of her hooves. She got out of her bed, walked to the bathroom that was accessible from her bedroom, and walked to the sink. She yawned and rubbed her eyes with one of her hooves. She got out of her bed, walked to the bathroom that was accessible from her bedroom, and walked to the sink. She used her mouth to pick up a washcloth, put it on her right hoof, turned on the tap, then washed her eyes and her face. She walked out and got to the top of the stairs. Could she really walk down these stairs on her own? Would she fall down, or would she get down there without breaking a foreleg? She took a deep breath and was about to take her first step. "Whoa, Fireball, let me come and help you!" Sugar yelled from below, trotted up to her, put her left hoof around her shoulder, and helped her down the stairs. "Mom, is there a time that I can try and go down the stairs by myself?" "You have no idea, sweetie. You walk up the stairs so well that you don't need help, but last time you tried walking down the stairs, you almost broke your neck and one of your forelegs." Sugar replied with a calm voice, and she stroked the filly's back. The two walked into the kitchen, and they sat down at the table with the others as they ate their breakfast of scrambled eggs. "Come on, the four of you. Hurry and eat your breakfast. You don't want to be late for school," Pepman reminded the four foals as he ate quickly. "And you have your job at the sweet factory to work out while Mom stays at home," Caramel said in a bored voice, and she slowly ate her food. Honey, Caramel, Cinnamon, and Fireball walked out of the castle with their lunchboxes, books, pencils, erasers, pens, and other school supplies in their saddlebags. "I just hope those bullies aren't going to be in today," Fireball said with anger, and she gritted her teeth. "It's very likely, but don't worry, we'll stand up for you. That's what siblings and friends do." Cinnamon responded with pride, and he scruffed her bright orange mane. "Thanks, guys. I know what I would do if I didn't have any pony like you around," Fireball said with a grin, and she got a high hoof from Cinnamon. "Why, of course! Mom and Dad told us to keep an eye out on you and take care of you," Caramel responded with a wide grin. They arrived at school and stood outside for a little so they could wait for the school bell to ring for their first class. "Well, well, well, if it isn't little Miss No Eyes!" While the bully's dancer yelled, and every pony except Fireball and the triplets left. "Hey, leave!" Honey yelled with so much anger. "Our sister!" Caramel continued with the same anger as Honey's. "Alone!" Cinnamon finished the sentence, and he dug his hoof into the ground a few times. "Why would you stand up for her?" One of the other bullies' keyboards said with a mocking tone, and Dancer gave him a high hoof. "Yeah, she's not your actual sister!" Dancer yelled with the same voice as keyboards, and they both laughed. The triplets gave angry sighs, as did Fireball, and her mane and tail started to turn into flames a little. "It doesn't matter. She's our little sister no matter what," Cinnamon shouted back, and he looked like he was ready to charge at the two bullies because of his face expression. Honey and Caramel gave worried looks to each other. "Well, wherever she came from, it must have been a terrible city with terrible residents, and she must have had terrible parents," Thatcher said with a mocking voice, and all the other school pupils started to laugh. The triplets looked at Fireball, who looked like she had fire in her eyes, and her mane and tail continued to turn into flames. "That's it!" Fireball yelled, and her hair burst out into huge flames. She shot some powerful fire magic at Dancer Keyboard, who stood there frozen with shock, and they got hit. Cinnamon, Honey, and Caramel then charged at them and started to stomp on their sides. "That's what you get for making fun of me!" Fireball still had the same expression, and the triplets then walked up to her to calm her down, and soon she did and returned to her normal appearance. A few moments before, the daughter of the school nurse galloped off to get a teacher and called for help. "What is going on here?" the principal demanded. Fireball and the triplets froze in fear. She tried to burn us to death and they came and stomped on us, Dancer and Keyboard replied and pointed at them. Their manes and tails were singed and they had a lot of burns on their bodies. I'll speak to your parents after school, the principal said, and he walked away. The triplets and Fireball gulped at the same time and looked at each other with shame. It was after school when Fireball and the triplets were sitting outside the principal's office while their parents and Keyboard and Dancer's mom were being talked to by the principal. She's not killed by fools! The bully's mom yelled in anger, and the triplets looked at each other with sadness. You should expel her at once! Dancer yelled, and Fireball started to get angry instantly, but Cinnamon put his hoof on her shoulder and she took a deep sigh. I mean, that's what you do with a fool who's possibly the devil's daughter, the bully's mom said with a mocking voice, and the triplets and Fireball then heard a slap, and the four of them gasped. How dare you insult my daughter! Sugar yelled, and the principal tried to get all of them to calm down. She's a freak, the bully's mom said. She belongs in a circus, Keyboard said with a mocking voice, and he laughed alongside Dancer. She doesn't belong here, Dancer said with the same voice as her brothers, and Fireball then started to cry.